and 261 follows. So I think we're easily going to reach our goal of 500 people by Thanksgiving.
Good, cool. We're going to do a new thing next week because we want all of you to participate. We're going to look next week, we're going to do a poll. But tonight, if you have your favorite outdoor store that carries the best upland hunting and apparel and gear, then put it in the comments. We're going to take those and do a poll next week. We'll put that poll out on Sunday night and see the favorite store. It could be online or, you know, all the others, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, all of them that you can name. We'll put a poll out with that and talk about that next week and see, you know, where's everybody finding their vest and equipment and all that good stuff. So go ahead and add that to our to your comments tonight, and we'll have that poll out for you next week, and that should be fun to sort of see how that all comes out. So next step, we have with us, that you can see down here at the bottom of the screen, my man Trent Pike. And we've been talking about him for a couple of weeks, and we have him on live with us tonight. And we're excited about that and to hear a little bit more about Trent and his dogs and all. But before we get started, I have to tell you, the first time I remember ever seeing Trent, we're at a trial at E-Town. And all of a sudden, I'm standing by the truck, and I hear his granddad, David, start yelling for Trent. Nobody's seen Trent. So they start looking for Trent and all this. And, you know, there's this, if you've ever been there, there's a creek that kind of comes along right behind where everybody parks. And that creek tends to run, at least it's been running every time I've been up there. And all of a sudden, climbing out over the bank comes Trent. Now, he's not just wet from his knees down, y'all, he's wet from under his armpits down. And I'm sure his boots are full of water. Now, Granddad gets all kind of bent out of shape about that, and I'm thinking, look, his clothes will dry out in a couple of days, and those boots will dry out in a couple of weeks. So Trent's been around trialing for a while, but that's the first time I saw him. So Trent, tell us, how did you decide to get started to run a dog?
Well, when I was 7, that's when I went to my first trials, and going to trials with my papa was fun, and I would always bring him the dogs when he's ready for them, and Dennis Boucher had a fun trial at his place, and so that was the first time I ever ran with a big dog, and I actually won with Fancy, Papa's dog.
Oh, wow. I remember Fancy.
And Hardy Jagger shot for me.
Oh, okay. All right. You didn't let Papa shoot for you on that one. You had Hardy do it. Is there a reason for that? All right. Good. And when did you start doing, actually running UFTA trials?
7. Yeah, I ran the youth trials when I was 7.
Okay. Yeah.
UFTA.
Yeah. I remember that. Everybody, that's for those that you want to participate, get started in this organization. That's a real neat thing with for youth, is they put on at nationals every year. They do a trial for the youth, and it's a really fun way to get them involved. I do remember Trent running Fancy in that. Well, he may have run her more than once, but I do remember that part. So good. Haley?
I think we're still having some Facebook difficulties, guys.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to roll because we have we're recording it, so we'll put it back out there. So it's not
okay.
So we'll announce and let everybody know that. So not a problem.
Okay.
Haley, I think you had some questions about his dog.
I do. Tell me about Turbo. Where did you get him, and tell us about his mother and father.
Turbo was I got him from Hardy Jaggers. So basically, Papa told me about the pups, and Papa told me about. Hang on. So Papa told me about the pups, and we went there and looked at them, and Turbo had the same spot as Hardy's dog Chase, and so I was like, I want that one, so I got that one, and he sleeps in the bed with me now, and basically, if he gets kicked out of the bed, he looks at me weird. And he also rides in the buggy with me when I go check cows, and if I'm tagging a calf or something, he was staying in between me and the cat, like me and the cow.
Oh wow! Watches you. Does he ride in that? Did he ride in the gator with you?
Mhm.
Oh, all right. Does he ride in the new gator with you?
Yeah, I've snuck him in the new gator.
We just don't tell Papa he's inside with you, do we?
Mhm.
There you go. Well, you're having great success with Turbo. I mean, I know you heard us talk about it, but I've enjoyed watching you run. But talk about practice with him. How much do you work with him, and and all kinds of drills? Would you do drills? And tell us about that.
So I usually work him probably the weekend before a trial. Like I work him, like the weekend before a trial, I work him 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. And you do things. Do you do things besides just working with birds? You do other kind of like obedience drills and retrieving drills, things like that.
Probably. Well, the exercising I do in the pond, like I throw a bumper and he gets it and brings it back. And the sitting, like say when I'm feeding him, I'll make him sit on the table and wait until I say okay, and then he gets a treat if he stays there.
That always works. That works a lot. So he likes water. He likes retrieving out of water.
Yeah, and like when I go check cows, I make him sit all the way up into the field, and then I'm opening up gates, and I say, "Here, Turbo," and all I'll see is him coming running over the hill.
Cool.
So you make him sit there while you're opening up gates, and he sits there and listens and doesn't move until you call his name.
Yep.
That is awesome.
That's pretty good, Trent.
That's a good dog.
Yes, it is. That's pretty good. That's probably has a whole lot to do with the way I watch him listen to you in the field. So
yeah, because a lot of dogs would just be going to find the nearest cow patty and roll in it.
Yeah. Turbo wouldn't do that, would he, Trent?
Nope.
No.
He knows it's 30, he has to get a bath, and he don't like baths.
Oh, I see. I should try that with some of mine. I hadn't thought about that.
Right. All right. Trent, what's your favorite part of field trials?
Running Turbo and watching him how he works and shooting the birds.
Yeah. What kind of gun do you shoot?
A Benelli Vinci.
All
right. He's got one of those. I was going to ask you about with Turbo retrieving in, throwing bumpers in the water. Have you ever thought about taking him duck hunting or using him for that?
Yeah, I thought of it, but when duck season comes around, it gets cold, and so I decided to get a lab. But I did use him. I did use him for dove season.
You did?
Yeah, he does an amazing job.
Oh wow! I bet Haley, we're gonna have to watch. He's got a lab, and he's gonna get into flushing. Clint's gonna be in trouble.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Wow.
I'd love for it. Come on down to Elba. I'll look, Riley Kate, we have an extra bed. You can stay there, okay?
All right.
We're gonna get him down to Elba and some flushing trials with it.
We'd love to have you. Seriously.
Absolutely. He's the right age to do it, so he can chase after him better than those people.
I know, you're in better shape probably than all of us.
Oh yeah.
The good thing is that lab, he points. He'll turn to you.
Oh, he's a point.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He'll point him. He'll tell him to get him, and then he'll flush him. But he'll wait till you get there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We have a couple of pointing labs, and It's a blessing and sometimes a curse, but I love it. It gives me a chance to get there up with them.
Always helps me when I can get a little closer. It doesn't help
That's
me a whole
right.
lot, but it's I have a little better chance when I can get closer to them. So see, Trent can keep up with them. It's me, and at my advanced age, I'm just a little bit behind his papa, and it's hard for me to keep up with him all the time. Don't agree with me, Trent. Now don't agree with that. You just sit there. Oh my. Well, Haley, I think, I don't know if I know this, the best we've been able to tell, Trent is the youngest person to hold the lead in the amateur division or any division, pointing division, in UFTA. And I think that's a great accomplishment on his part, because those high point races are pretty, they're pretty stiff sometimes.
They are. That's a really good accomplishment, Trent. And to be of your age and to be able to shoot for yourself, to handle a dog, that's awesome.
And I got to brag on him one more time about as much as I tease him, and he knows that because I'm always messing with him, as I like to say. But Trent, and I think this is a credit to Papa that's out of the screen there. Trent is extremely safe. I watched him, and it's always safety first with him when he's shooting. And so Trent, that always makes it fun for me to watch. But Brad, you do a great job of that too, because that's so important in our business and in our sport. So
it absolutely is. It's one of the biggest things I stress to any of our new hunters when we go scoot shooting at a local range in Headland. It's the number one thing. If your gun's not broken, they're gonna say something to you. And so just from that, I've incorporated that into field trials. And I mean, when I was helping one girl get comfortable with it, the very first thing we did is we walked around with a loaded gun and did nothing with it. We just walked with a loaded gun just to make her feel comfortable. And then we walked around, we pretended that we shot, and we unloaded the gun and walked around with an unloaded gun with it broken. And they were like, why am I doing this? I was like, to get you comfortable with the gun, because you can't shoot at a quail if you're not comfortable with the gun.
Right. That is right. Well, Trent is comfortable with them. Let me just say that. I've watched him too much. Okay, we have the Kentucky Open coming this weekend. Big trial with it for all of us, and we're excited about that. So you all ready, and Turbo's ready and excited about trialing?
Yep. Turbo's definitely ready. He's ready to burn some butt.
Good job. I love it. I love it. Well, Haley, you know how up and down those hills can be at Cedar Creek. Another advantage for Trent. I mean, most of the time, by the time I got up to the top of the hill, I was winded. I wasn't any good anyway.
Yeah.
So good job, Trent. Well, Trent, we really appreciate you being with us. This has been fun, and I'm gonna look forward to watching you this weekend and all throughout the rest of the year. And so you and Turbo, keep it up.
Hey, you got a new follower, Trent. I'm gonna be watching you. I'm gonna be checking the UFTA website, see where you're standing at.
Okay.
All right, my man. I'll see you soon. Thank you for coming on and doing this with us. And we had a little glitch. Nope. We'll get this back out there on Facebook, and we'll go from there. All right?
Yep. Thanks for having me.
All right. Good deal, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye, Trent.
All right. Moving next to you had a tower shoot and flushing trial this weekend.
We did. So Saturday we had our first public pheasant shoot of the year. Well, I'm sorry, we had one in February. So this is actually our second. It was a wonderful turnout. The weather tried to get us. It rained cats and dogs. So like 8 o'clock, it was fun. We got set up. Everything was great. And then by 11:30, when people start getting there, the bottom fell out. Everyone was messaging me and Clint, and they were like, hey, is it still going on? And we're like, rain or shine, baby, rain or shine. Like, we got pheasants covered. They'll still fly. Lord be willing, it stopped raining. Like, we all ate. We started cooking earlier than we normally do. We all ate. Had time for our food to actually settle. And then the hunt started on time. It wasn't phenomenal. Rain completely stopped. We shoved everyone out there, and we had a wonderful time. It actually cooled off because it was like 80-something degrees when it started raining, and it was so humid. I'll tell you this. It was so humid that my salt shakers I had out on the tables would not work.
Oh, wow.
Like, people were beating them, and I didn't even think about it. You know, that tells you how hot and humid it was, and the rain cooled things off for us. Yeah. So it actually turned out great. The weather held out. It was beautiful. It didn't rain again, and pheasants flew. Birds were shot. I think more pheasants were actually shot than they have been in years past. Okay. It was a great turnout. Everybody showed up. They were kind of nervous. They like bought trash bags. We're cutting holes in the arms. We're going to wear them as a poncho, you know. I thought that was phenomenal. I was like, hey, whatever works. But yeah, so it had a great turnout. And then we had our field trial that Sunday. We had a great turnout. You know, have you ever just walked out of the field and like, man, I'm in the top 3? You know?
Yep.
And like I said, it had been super humid, it's been super wet, but the rain had stopped. Do you know that I went out there and I had a 3-minute run, just phenomenal, but I never shot my gun one time.
Wow.
And I was just like, dang it, I'm in the top 3, but I don't know if these shot birds are, you know, these caught birds are going to hold up. And right. Everyone after me shot all their birds. And so I went from like 2nd place to 5th place because of shot bird points. So, like, my score was a 174, right. And just to tell you how close things were this weekend, because they were mighty close, 1st place was 178, 2nd was 177, 3rd was 176, 4th was 175, and my score of 174. So that means if I would have had my shot birds, I would have been 177, those 3 extra points, right. And I've been fighting for 2nd or 3rd.
Oh, wow. Well,
so
I've been there.
How close it was.
Wow, I've been there and done that. Believe me, that you know, if you're out early or at some point your birds don't fly and everybody else's does, and you know, and those points add up. You know, and especially when you have really good dogs and it's really close. You know, 1 or 2
absolutely
is different. Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, that sounds like a fun trial, especially after a day of tower shoots with it. So cool. Next week. We're on at 7:30 Central Time on Wednesday. Most out there know that Haley is a nurse and works at the local hospital, and all the challenges certainly with the virus and all and sickness, and so she has had to been called in to work on Thursday. So we'll be on 7:30 on Wednesday, 7:30 Central, and we'll get. Facebook connection worked out between now and then. And so just know to look for us on Wednesday of next week and such. Now, Haley, we get this thing. Did you get one of these in the mail?
I did.
And we were told, now this is interesting, it's a little bit scary. We're not supposed to open this until tonight on the show.
And it's from Gigi.
Yeah, I don't know Gigi.
Or is it 6'6"?
Well, it could be either one. So let's see what I understand this came from one of our loyal listeners. So let's see what they sent us.
Let's see. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie.
Oops, I got a card in mine.
I do too.
Yeah. Ooh, hold on. Let me see if I can get over here. Straw. I found a straw. I'm doing good. Oh, wow. She's opening the card. This should say something.
All right.
The package, and she's opening the card.
So my card says, Haley, best of luck and wishes with your new endeavor. From your biggest fan and Glamour Glasses. P.S. Check out our Facebook page at Glamour Glasses 1. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, cool. Well, open up what's in there.
Oh, I got a straw.
I found my straw early. What do you think? This is cool.
This is so neat. Hey, Hey, I think they're trying to give us a hint. Like, don't use your coffee cup and our little plain silver Yetis. They gave us something to really work with here.
Yeah, I like this.
We are official now.
Oh, look at field trial. Look right here on field trial. Yeah, I saw it. Turn it up. Yeah. Yes. What a neat thing.
Oh, that is so awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes,
this is incredible.
Yeah. And let me just say, again, Haley did this. I want to do a special shout out here to, they're called Glamour Glasses One, our first Facebook page. Everybody go look at that. It's incredible. And we're going to do this. We'll put this back up again next week as well. But Facebook page, Glamour Glasses One. These things are so neat. These are instructions. We even got instructions with them here. Wow. All right, Haley, we did good.
We did good. Thank you so much for thinking of us. That is awesome.
Okay, we're moving on. Let's talk a little bit about some standings here for this week, and let me get over to the right page. Open pointing. We seen one move in it. Stella with Brandon Tarquinio still in first place, but Dixie with Brett Beal has now moved into second place, and Cole with Paul Vaughn is now in third. Amateur pointing, Turbo and Trent still in first place. Those all stay the same. Bodie with Dave Trigg, second, and Cap with Kevin Pixley is third. Pointing doubles, Bo and Mags with Butch White is still in first place. Maddie with Martin McVeigh and Murphy with Doc and with Doc Marsh, and they're in second. And we have a new one in third, Gracie with Tracy Gazaway and Pee Wee with Scott Boland. So we have some new people moving into the race in the pointing division. So what do we look like in Flushing?
Oh, that's incredible. All right, so Flushing has shaken up a little bit since last time. In the Open, it's still Thor and Midas with first and second with Eddie Carbon. And Dakota with Don Hunter has moved into third. Your top dog is at 667, and that third is at 486. So they're still in the bottom, the last like 5 underneath that, they have drastically shaken up. So you have to check that out online. We'll post that link below. In the doubles, it looks like first is Thor with Eddie Carbon. Second is Creek with Cross Payne. As we said last week, Cross really showed out here, and he did pretty decent this weekend as well. Third is Midas with Eddie Carbon. So, like I said, still those dogs underneath there has really shaken up some too, and I'm very interested to see next week to see how it all goes.
Oh wow! Yes, yeah, cool. All right. Let me quickly hear the upcoming trials. I'll do pointing that we have. Of course, the Kentucky Open is this Saturday, Sunday. It's the 31st and 1st. We talked about that. And then also one other pointing trial on the 31st and 1st is at Gilson Branch. Tracy Gazaway is the contact there for anybody that would want to attend that one as well. So those are our two upcoming pointing trials.
Also, I want to make a little correction to our up to page. It says that the Kentucky Open is pointing only. That is a mistake. There is a Flushing trial at the Kentucky Open. And that this weekend, those are the only Flushing that I am aware of that's posted. Now, after our next weekend, we have plenty of Flushing and pointing trials, and we'll let you know about those next week. Okay, cool. Well, that sounds good. We've kind of, with our little hiccups, we've come to the sort of the end of our day today. We had a great fun with Trent, and again, we had from Classic, what's the name of that? Classic Glasses or Glamour Glass. Glamour Glasses. I get it right. Anyway, we're thank you for this. This is great. Yeah, thank you so much. We've had a great evening, and so Haley, why don't you take us out for next week? All right, y'all be sure to like us on Facebook. We still have our goal of 500 likes by Thanksgiving. We are so close. We only need about 200 more. And remember, I have to work next Thursday, so we'll be on Wednesday at 7:30 Central. And real quick, I want to give a little shout out to Over and Under Clothing Company. Y'all know I shoot over and under, so over and under is very dear to my heart. I love them. I love their clothing. Check out these cool giveaways they sent me to give away at our field trial. So make sure you attend the field trial in Shiloh, because if you win, you might get some awesome giveaways.
Cool.
Over and Under sent these really cool leads. They're very durable. They're waterproof. And look at that awesome little
Oh, wow.
there, Over and Under. I mean, that's some good stuff. There's lots of colors. There's turquoise, blue, pink, orange, red, green. And then they sent us some awesome hats. This is just one of them. I shoot a 20 gauge over and under, so obviously that's a hat that I wore with my pointing lab on there. We appreciate Over and Under. We appreciate all the support that we've been given by all of our donations. Be sure you tune in with us next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time with Field Trialing with Kenny and Haley. Thank you for joining us.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.